It feels weird balancing rugby and film again. That time of year, at last. New rugby season, hopefully Red Roses have done it. Oh wait, front row time. October is one of those months where there really is something there for everyone. From the London Film Festival right at the very top of the industry to a wealth of classic films returning to the big screen. It might be a dead month, as they'd say, but there's plenty to pop into your local cinema to go and watch over the next 4 weeks, especially as Wicked looms very large. So let's get straight into it. Welcome to Front Row, your one-stop shop filling you in on all of the movers and shakers opening in British cinemas over the next 4 weeks. And whether you're part of the pod squad, because yes, we're a podcast now, or a loyal viewer on the socials, wherever you are, wherever you're based, we are here to bring cinema closer. The rugby might be back on as this goes out, but we're sticking around every month across TheJackSmit.com platforms because by God do we actually prepare for this show now. Kicking it all off this October is this bunch of lovely films.
When he's distant, it's hard.
I'm sacrificing everything. What do you have for me that's strong?
Adabia?
A day without pain is like a day without sunshine.
The skin bad. The skin's insane.
Know what I'm doing, all right?
Opening on October 3rd is The Smashing Machine, the brand new film from Benny Safdie reuniting Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt after making Jungle Cruise. This film got quite the standing ovation on its world premiere. It's a simple plot, telling the story of mixed martial arts and UFC champion Mark Kerr. This is The Rock as we have never seen him before.
Ready?
I think so.
You think so? Come on, Mark, it's a yes or no answer. Come on, are you ready?
Yes.
Now, this is the first time The Rock has made a proper live-action film since he effed around and found out the WWE fan base for screwing over one of the biggest storylines of the year.
It's still real to me, damn it!
The reception to this film coming out of the festival circuit has been big. I think we will be talking about it come awards time, and fittingly, the other Safdie will release his brand new film on Boxing Day. We'll be covering Josh Safdie's brand new film in the December edition of Front Row when that is ready to release. On October 17th, well, you can tell Halloween's coming up because a sequel to one of 2022's most surprising horror films is opening in The Black Phone 2.
What happened in that basement really changed it. Finn? I had a bad dream. It was about missing kids.
Based on the information I've got here in the original Black Phone, because I didn't get a chance to watch it, when 13-year-old Finn killed his abductor and escaped, he became the sole survivor of the grabber. Now we get to see what happens when he's now 17. His sister begins receiving calls in her dreams from the Black Phone and seeing disturbing visions of 3 boys being stalked at a winter camp known as Alpine Lake. The Black Phone 2 is Scott Derrickson once again returning to horror genre. Now, if you're wondering why Scott Derrickson's name sounds familiar, he did the first Doctor Strange film. That was one of Marvel's more unique films, and he's gone back to the kind of filmmaking that he enjoys making. A lot less creatively stifled, and it's worked for it. We won't be covering this one at TheJackSmit.com because of course it's a horror film, but I did actually get to hold the print of the Black Phone 1 when that came into the local cinema because, well, a team leader trusted me with holding the DCP when it came in. It was a busy night. It was a very, very busy night. Naturally, a sequel to a horror film that did as well as it did, you know expectations are going to be high. Scott has taken his time making this one. I know the strike really screwed things over a little bit in terms of getting cast and crew in place, but I think it's going to do relatively strongly. Horror films at this time of year always do. And yeah, I don't know what else I can say about that because I know I won't be covering it for TheJackSmit.com. Also opening on October 17th is Aziz Ansari's brand new film, Good Fortune.
I know all about you. I know you lost your job. I know you're living in your car.
I did everything I was supposed to do and nothing's working out.
I'm not really supposed to be doing this. I'm normally only in charge of saving people from texting and driving.
Wait, you're telling me I have a budget guardian angel?
Kinda.
Now, I know we covered Dogma a little bit last month, but the plot sounds very, 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 very similar. A well-meaning but rather inept angel named Gabriel meddles in the lives of a struggling gig worker and a wealthy venture capitalist. You know this is going to be quite spicy on-the-nose comedy whenever Aziz is making a film, and what a cast he's got too! Because you've got Aziz himself, Keanu Reeves, Seth Rogen and Sandra Oh all popping up in this film. It's going to be a very limited release by my estimation, but I would imagine that it'll open strongly, play well with critics, and then maybe get expanded in the weeks that follow. You never know, October is a month that's a little bit unpredictable. One film that I know is not going to do well is this thing.
We're taking a trip to spend the week with my grandma.
Buckle up, Gabby Cats. It's time to go.
Here we go! Do you want to come to San Francisco with us? Let's do it.
Yeesh. This is the big October half-term film from DreamWorks? Oh! Yeah, somehow thought it was a good idea to make a Gabby's Dollhouse movie. I have no clue about the franchise. I have no clue what it's going to be like. I seen the trailer for it on the birthday marathon and I was immediately like, yeah, DreamWorks have jumped the shark a little bit, haven't they? I don't even want to read the plot out because it sounds so stupid. What, you want me to read it out? Alright then, Gabby and Grandma Gigi's road trip takes an unexpected turn when Gabby's prized dollhouse ends with eccentric cat lady Vera. That's Kristen Wiig, isn't it? Gabby embarks on an adventure to reunite the Gabby cats and retrieve her beloved dollhouse before it's too late. You know what, I don't. Right. Who in their right mind? Who in their right mind agreeing at this film? Who in their right mind agreeing at this film? Really? Right, you want me to talk about it? Apparently they want me to talk about it some more. Yeah, it's a new film from DreamWorks. It's DreamWorks Animation doing a bit more live action. They've seen how it worked with How to Train Your Dragon earlier on in the year, and they decided, well, big new franchise IP, we've done a Netflix series for, let's just put that in cinemas and see how it plays. It's opening in time for the half-term holidays, so it's going to do well with the family market. It's unlikely to get much of attention from me because it just looks terrible. I've seen better family-friendly films of Cinephile than this thing looks. But on the other end of the spectrum, from a genuinely crap film to something that's going to be pretty good, Edward Berger's got a brand new film out. One that not many people are actually talking about because it's going on to Netflix at the end of the month. In Ballad of a Small Player. This is the guy who brought us All Quiet on the Western Front and last year's very brilliantly timed release of Conclave.
You're running out of puff.
I may be out of puff, but I still have my balls.
Yeah, right. Not for long.
Now, this will be a very limited release in cinemas before it goes on Netflix at the end of October, and it sounds like a really good little plot. When his past and his debts start to catch up with him, a high-stakes gambler laying low in Macau encounters a kindred spirit who might just hold the key to his salvation. And I'll tell you something, like this release date, October 17th, there is a lot coming in. Because, oh yeah, Channing Tatum's new film comes out that day as well.
We all like going back in time and imagining how things could have gone differently. Like, what if I made different choices? Would I have ended up here?
It's been 6 months and still no leads on the whereabouts of the escaped convict.
When I read this plot, just bear in mind, this is a true story. A charismatic criminal, while on the run from the police, hides on the roof of a Toys R Us store. There, he adopts a new identity and becomes involved with an employee, beginning a relationship as unlikely as it is risky.
I understand you work for the government.
So it's a little classified, so.
I never knew we had an intelligence unit here in Charlotte.
Oh, are you law enforcement?
Yes, I am.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now, this film is billed as based on actual events and terrible decisions, and it's just one of the craziest casts I've seen for a while in a comedy-esque film like this. Channing Tatum, Kirsten Dunst, Lakeith Stanfield, Juno Temple, and Peter frickin' Dinklage. I mean, this has got all the hallmarks of a unique little film, doesn't it? I'm excited to see how this one plays, just because Channing Tatum's just making projects that interest him now, not big franchise IP like he used to. The week after, on October 24th, Welcome back, Yorgos! Begonia releases on October 24th here in England, reuniting with Emma Stone for yet another film, their fourth film together after The Favourite, Poor Things and Kind of Kindness. Those two are keeping themselves busy.
Welcome to the headquarters of the human resistance.
Where's my hair?
Your hair has been destroyed to prevent you from contacting your ship.
What ship?
Your mothership?
Okay.
It's a remake of 2003 Korean film Save the Green Planet. Emma Stone plays a pharmaceutical CEO who gets kidnapped by two conspiracy theorists who are very convinced that she's about to destroy the world.
I've done a ton of research on this. You're killing our planet.
Alien fell. I'm not an alien.
You're lying to me.
What's the difference?
It feels like Yorgos is back to making very dark comedy, very topical comedy as well. And the amount of films he's cracking out in such a short amount of time, like, has anyone checked in on whether he's okay? Because he's made Poor Things, Kinds of Kindness and this all within a year of each other. It's crazy. That's one of 3 films out on the 24th because Colleen Hoover fans unite. You've got yourself a new film to look forward to in Regressing You.
Life can have a funny way of surprising you. My mom got pregnant with me when she was 18. She and my dad were high school sweethearts. My Aunt Jenny also ended up with her high school boyfriend, Jonah. I thought we would be one big happy family forever. But the universe had other plans.
I'm very sorry.
Your husband and sister were in a car accident. We did everything we could.
This one centres on the strained relationship between young mother Morgan Grant and her teenage daughter Clara, made worse by Morgan's husband Chris's tragic death, forcing them to navigate life's challenges together. Directed by the man who brought The Fault in Our Stars to the big screen in Josh Boone and featuring Alison Williams of Girls fame and McKenna Grace of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire and Ghostbusters Afterlife fame. This film looks like it won't be as controversial as It Ends With Us, but another faithful adaptation of a Colleen Hoover book that will likely play well with the young adult audience. And rounding things off for the 24th is Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere, telling the story of Springsteen's journey crafting his 1982 album Nebraska, which emerged as he recorded Born in the USA with the iconic E Street Band. This is based on Warren Zane's book, and the fact that Bruce has actually signed off on a film like this says a lot about how much potential it's got.
This is a highly unorthodox career move.
But that's the point. He's channeling something deeply personal. But in this office, my office, we believe in Bruce Springsteen.
Now this is around the time the boss started getting properly big as a megastar. And it's Jeremy Allen White who plays him in this film. A lot of research went into portraying the role, and there's been a lot of good musical storytelling that's been done. The Bob Dylan film came out earlier this year. You've just got to look at the last couple of years in terms of musical icons giving their go-ahead to make films like this. They're a lot more comfortable telling their stories now, which I think is a good thing for the industry because it gives you some original content. And it's a great cast, not just Jeremy Allen White, but you've got Jeremy Strong, Stephen Graham, Paul Walter Hauser and Odessa Young in this film as well. It's also director of Crazy Heart, who won an Oscar. So you know this is going to be a very well made, very well produced film. It gives me an excuse to put some Springsteen on the playlist, I can definitely say that much. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you might have noticed that there was no film spotlit for October 10th. And there's a very good reason why. Because this month, our Smit Hot Film is taking us back to the world of the grid in a film truly built for the biggest and the loudest of screens.
I would like you to meet Ares, the ultimate soldier. He's biblically strong, lightning fast, supremely intelligent. And if he is struck down on the battlefield, I will simply make you another.
Tron is a series that has divided people over the years. The original one in 1982 was ahead of its time and audiences got a bit of a cult sensation for Tron Legacy. This film could be god-awful, but visually we know this is going to be big. Tron Ares is a semi-reboot of sorts, following a highly sophisticated program called Ares, who's sent from the digital world into the real world on a dangerous mission, marking humankind's first encounter with AI beings. A very topical film given how much we've got to know AI since Tron Legacy came out, wait for it, 15 years ago. It's been that long. And after Joe Kosinski pioneered Tron for a new generation, Joachim Ronning is the man in the director's chair in a very new, very more modern Tron for a new generation. What a cast as well, with Jeff Bridges once again coming back, Jared Leto, say what you want about him, Gillian Anderson, Greta Lee, Evan Peters and more all join the series to create a film that is built for premium large format screens like IMAX, like Epic by View, like Super Screen, like Hypersense. It's a film that's really going to come alive on the biggest screens with the best projector and the best sound system. Now, I know one of our team here at Front Row and TheJackSmit.com is particularly excited because 9 Inch Nails are handling the scoring duties, following on from that iconic Daft Punk soundtrack for Legacy and Wendy Carlos's work on the original Tron back in 1982. I'm told on very good authority that they are also an incredible live band. Well, that's what Steph's relayed to me anyway. I need to ask her more about it. She knows their work better than I do. But what I do know on the scoring side of things is that Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross know how to innovate with their scores. The Social Network, Gone Girl, Challengers, so many others. They all remain their most well-known work for the big screen. And it's the first time that these two have actually been able to use the 9 Inch Nails name, a name associated with a much heavier sound than their previous work in any film project. It's a real indicator of how much freedom they've been allowed to get by Disney higher-ups. I think the plan at this moment in time, we're filming this on September the 9th. The plan is, as a Front Row production team, we're all going to watch this film together, which I'm very excited about. It's great to have a social life these days, let's put it like that. So beyond the new stuff, we have a lot of old stuff coming back in as well, because not only are the first 2 Tron films back on the big screen from the end of September onwards in some venues, we also have, ahead of Avatar Fire and Ash coming out this Christmas, The Way of Water is back on the big screen from October 3rd. So if you didn't get a chance to watch it in Christmas 2022, now's your chance to catch up ahead of the new film coming out over the festive period. But in more of my realm, GoldenEye is back on the big screen for the 30th anniversary on October the 5th.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
The world's most famous secret agent is back.
We aim to please.
And this time, 007 is facing the ultimate enemy. The man who knows him best.
Hello, James.
What an unpleasant surprise.
Look, GoldenEye was one of the best Bond films, and I will die on that hill for a very long time. Very well made, very well produced. Score could have been a bit better. Eric Serra's score didn't quite land as well as it did. The title track score, though, the Tina Turner title track is amazing. But you all know the plot, you all know the story, whether you watched the film or played the video game, whether on N64 or Xbox, I know. It's a film that's beloved here at Smit HQ, not just because of its quality, but we play a James Bond board game a lot. And I always like to rinse whoever ends up getting the Pierce Brosnan cards. Hang on, Pierce Brosnan. I say his name, I have to play this clip.
Then maybe you shouldn't be living here!
At least he evolved his performances from Taffin up to GoldenEye. That's for sure. But it's really good to have GoldenEye back on the big screen. I know some chains did their James Bond season a couple of years back, but anytime you can get GoldenEye back in its original form, and I believe it will be the 15 certificate version that's played, not the cut down 12 version, any excuse to play it is just great, innit? Another film that you just never get tired of watching is Tim Burton's Corpse Bride, which is back on the big screen for its 20th anniversary on October 10th. Nothing screams Halloween more than The Corpse Bride. So to have a new generation get introduced to this classic is brilliant. And I know it's going to get a lot of love because there are people who never got to watch it on the big screen back in the day, a whole generation who've grown up watching it on TV, watching it on streaming, who will want to watch this on the big screen where it belongs. This is why we love spotlighting the old but gold releases here on Front Row. Another old but gold film back on the big screen, which I've seen quite a few times, is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. English A-level students unite.
How about it, you creep, you lunatic?
You think you crazy or something? Well, you're not. You're not.
It's a twisted film, it's a messed up film, but one that still holds the test of time. And again, a lot of people have never had the chance to watch it on a big screen, so we will spotlight these films where we can. However, there is one classic film that I think deserves a little bit more of a spotlight than just a simple passing mention in the old but gold section. And I know this one's going to make a lot of people very, very, very happy.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Celebrating 40 years since Part 1 graced the big screen, on Halloween, one of the finest films ever made returns to entertain a brand new generation as Back to the Future returns with a brand new 4K remaster in venues up and down the UK. It stood the test of time since 1985. It spawned an actually good musical version in the West End, which is going out on tour next year. It has just been announced. And as a trilogy and as a standalone film, it works just as well. It's infinitely quotable, got one of the best scores in the world. And whenever you hear stuff like Back in Time or Power of Love or Johnny Be Good, you know exactly what you're getting yourself in for. For those of you who are based here in Preston, our very good friends over at the Arc Cinema will be running a fan event on the 31st, which will have a photo opportunity with the DeLorean outside the cinema. That is going to be mega. I will be going down for that. Tickets for that are available at preston.arccinema.co.uk. Not being paid to say this, got to make this abundantly clear, but it's worth noting because I really want to have a picture with a DeLorean. And I know a lot of my friends from Cinewire, the festival director of Cinewire, who's a big Back to the Future nerd. I think me and him will likely be representing that night. So into event cinema for this month, on the 2nd of October, with Halloween firmly in view, they have brought out a event that's quite literally built for the film nerds. Imagine the 1922 version of Nosferatu, with Radiohead albums Kid A and Amnesiac providing the soundtrack, and you have Radiohead and Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horror. This will be playing very limited venues, but anything that can get the next generation experiencing silent film can be a good idea. We know how important film history can be, so getting them educated and loving the old films in brand new ways is something that we can really get behind here at TheJackSmit.com. In the more conventional event cinema realm, Mrs. Warren's Profession from National Theatre Live will go live to cinemas on the 23rd of October. This is Imelda Staunton alongside her real-life daughter Bessie Carter in a play that tells the tale of two women born in different times with different ideas on what a woman should be.
Who are you? What are you? You don't know what you are asking!
Now, the spiel that National Theatre Live have given us say that this one explores the clash between morality and independence, traditions and progress. Imelda's a fantastic talent. Her daughter, working alongside her, what's not to like? And closing it all out on the 30th of October is Bat Out of Hell the musical. It's a loose retelling of the story of Peter Pan, but with the music of Meatloaf. This is the world premiere of the filmed version that will be sent live to cinemas on the 30th of October. It's going to do well, it's been promoted everywhere of late, and it's one of the more unique musicals on the market at this moment in time. So that's pretty much everything of note coming into cinemas over the next 4 weeks. I am going to be very busy over the next couple of weeks because at this moment in time, we are getting ready to bring the curtain down on the Cinewire submissions window. So if you're a filmmaker who's got either a family-friendly, a horror thriller, a documentary, or an LGBTQ-inspired piece of content, whether it's a short film or a feature film, we want to see it. So if you've got anything that hits that criteria, head to filmfreeway.com/cinewire, submit your film and tell them that TheJackSmit.com sent you. We'll be back in 4 weeks from now to cover what will inevitably be a very green, purple and pink dominated month, because undoubtedly the biggest film of the year is going to open on November the 21st, and boy are we going to rip into it alongside all of the other films that you're probably going to miss out on, because let's be real, Wicked's going to take every single screen in the UK. Front Row is available as a podcast on Apple, Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts from, and if you're listening to the podcast feed and want to watch the trailers and clips from the films in question, head to the TheJackSmit.com YouTube page and our social platforms where you can watch it in all of its glory. We'll see you next month. For now, I've been Jack Smit, and that was your lot.